Hey guys, my name is Walt Reece and I graduated from Wake Forest University in 2012 with a degree in Business and Enterprise Management and a minor in Spanish. Right after college, I was a financial advisor for a couple of years, and then I made a career transition to banking in early 2015. I'm currently a commercial credit underwriter at BB&T, and my office is literally less than 5 minutes away from campus. My role basically entails analyzing the performance of companies and determining where they fit within the bank's risk appetite and whether we should consider extending them new debt. So I have been tasked with discussing positive life habits around budgeting and managing your finances. And just to be straightforward, there's no one size fits all approach to budgeting because we all have different jobs, different circumstances, different financial situations, different backgrounds that either positively or negatively affect how you budget your lifestyle month to month. This advice that I'm going to give, one, it's easier said than done, and two, it's going to stay broad and flexible just because I realize the audience is probably, like I said earlier, it's, a lot of different situations. Some people will be coming out of college with jobs. Some people will be going straight to graduate school. Some people will be taking a gap year. So I'm going to keep it pretty broad here. And just a heads up that I will be looking away from the screen periodically to look at my notes. And I'm going to try to make this as exciting as I possibly can. So here we go. One, figure out your net cash flow per month. All your bills, whether it's rent, gym membership, utilities, student loan payment, I would say 90 to 95% of your bills are going to be paid on a monthly basis. So it's important to figure out what is coming into your bank account each month to ensure that you can support what's going out. If you have a job, this is your salary after tax. If you're in graduate school or taking a gap year, this is your student loan income or parental support. So knowing what you have coming into your bank account is vital because you need to make sure you're able to support your lifestyle. Two, I would say saving for retirement. It's going to come later for those that are in graduate school, but for those that have a job from the get-go, I would take advantage of the employer-sponsored retirement plan that most of you will have. If you're lucky, your company will match up to a certain percentage of your salary, and you absolutely want to put in what the company is willing to match because the company is basically giving you free money for retirement. This also creates the out of sight, out of mind mentality because it gets you in the habit of habitually saving and you never see it in your paycheck. So it's like it was never there because it's automatically going to your 401k or 403b. In the event that you don't have an employer-sponsored plan, I would set up a traditional or a Roth IRA where you are regularly contributing monthly amounts of your salary to the respective vehicle. Now, just talked about retirement. On the other end of the spectrum, just plain old savings, I think it's a good idea to transfer $200 to $300 from your checking to your savings per month so that you get used to having a lifestyle that lives above break even and you start building a cushion of savings. So some months you're not going to do much and you're going to find yourself with a lot of excess cash flow. Other months you're going to have a wedding to go to, you're going to fly to see a friend, you're going to visit family for the holidays, and expenses are going to be a lot higher. So the reason why I say send that couple $100 from checking to savings each month is that it builds up a cushion of cash reserves that you can pull from in the event that unexpected expenses happen. And if you have some serious excess cash flow after saving into a savings account and saving significantly for your retirement, then I would reach out to a financial professional to evaluate other savings options such as brokerage accounts and whatnot, that you can use for saving for your short-term and mid-term and long-term goals. But I'm not going to dive into the weeds with what products there are out there, or this video would take probably an hour. So the next thing is picking out a place to live. At the end of the day, you want to be somewhere that you can afford yet enjoy. So in my opinion, I think it's a good idea to have your rent payment or mortgage payment, if you buy a place, your rent or mortgage payment be 1/3 or less than that net cash flow number I mentioned. So if you say you just purely, just for example purposes, say you take home, say you have $3,000 coming in per month net cash flow, then your rent shouldn't be more than $1,000 per month. I know this isn't always possible, especially for those living in bigger cities, but for those living in bigger cities, I would recommend getting roommates to save as much money as possible. Next is setting up automatic payments for both expenses and savings. I've already discussed, automatically saving for retirement and automatically transferring checking to savings, but it's also a good idea to set up automatic payments around your rent and your other bills that are each month, such as utilities, gym membership, that sort of stuff. And that's because time is a valued asset, and you don't want to spend time each month writing out a check or checking in online to do this stuff manually. Life at wake is hectic, and life is even more hectic after wake, because you've got a job, you've got your personal life, and you really just don't have time you really don't have that time to focus on manually doing all this stuff. Also, setting up automatic payments gets you in good habits without you really even trying. So I guess my 5 main takeaways for budgeting, especially right out of college, they're going to be figuring out your net cash flow number that's coming in each month. So that is typically going to be your salary after tax. 2, you got to save for retirement. Saving for retirement is extremely important. You can't start early enough, and the more years you save, the better you're going to be down the road. 3, setting up automatic payments for both expenses and savings. It's going to save you time, and it's going to create good habits. And then 4, leave a cushion of live above break even. So transfer a couple $100s from your checking to savings each month, so that you just get in good habits of saving for both your long-term and your short-term goals. And I guess my final piece of advice is make sure you enjoy today, but also make sure you set yourself up for an enjoyable tomorrow. I think it's really important to find a balance, and I don't think there's a perfect answer out there, but I think a lot of the times you got to figure it out for yourself. But I know for me personally, I want to have fun, I want to enjoy the moment, but I also am focused on setting myself up so that I can enjoy future moments as well. That's all I've got. I wish you all the best of luck, and go deep.